Uh, Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another webinar. So, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been on the chart since pretty much I've identified that I'm feeling like shit. So, what I'm gonna be doing is pretty much breaking down again, like gold, silver, even GJ. But the markets have moved so much, like on gold. What I'm gonna be doing pretty much is resetting my key levels. That's what I'm gonna be doing here. So. If it sounds like I'm dying, I apologize. But anyways, I'm gonna start off on the weekly time frame here. First thing I see looking at the weekly, the daily time frame is this 2070 level. So this is the first level that I'm actually gonna mark off here. This is where we saw major selling pressure come in. Also, along with that, this is where we did see our previous all-time highs here on gold. So now I'm gonna set another level around this area here. This is going to be 1960. So I'm going to put it around here. So I'm going to set this level also simply because, again, we have resistance throughout this entire range, and then we have more resistance over here. I'm going to set that level. I'm going to hold off anywhere else in this range here, just because I kind of want to focus on like my more major areas. And I'm going to set another level right here at 1863. So these are going to be my more major levels that we have going on. Now, looking at relevant price action, we're looking at price bouncing around this 1960 and this 2070 level. So what I want to do is pretty much just go on the 4-hour time frame and look at market structure from this point on. So now, if we look at gold from a 4-hour perspective, obviously we are very bullish. Now, overall, I haven't really been trading all too much, so I don't want to say I'm a little bit lost, but I'm going to take a little bit longer to analyze. So when it comes down to gold on this daily time frame, gold, as you can see previously, has rejected its original all-time highs at 2070. There could be a possible retest of this area in the future before we see price actually break through this 2070 area and make new highs, but it's pretty much time for price to actually give us some form of a healthier pullback, because you guys have to remember, right, these aren't like kind of little pullbacks here. This is just all one big impulse to the upside. So now gold has to do a little correction before continuing to go back up. Now, where could that correction possibly end? The first area that I'm going to be looking for is this 1960 level, where we have all of this previous consolidation. This is going to be the first area where we actually could see bearish momentum slow down and buying pressure possibly pick back up. Do I think that's going to happen tonight? No. Everything has to be in sync, right? The weekly's got to close, the daily's got to close. So most likely what I could potentially see happening are multiple retests here on the daily time frame before price actually going up. Now, when it comes to looking to buy gold in this area, again, we want to see overall price on the daily time frame maintain above this area. We can see this daily candlestick come all the way down to here, and then on the next daily candlestick, it end up closing back above these original highs over here, or back above this area of previous support, which could potentially end up being resistance at some point in time. But overall, for us to actually look to maintain gold buys, we have to reject 1960. Right now, you shouldn't be looking to buy gold, especially with how this market structure is forming. If we go down to a lower time frame, we'll probably see a little bit better. We're starting to see lower lows and lower highs. So realistically, what I would like to see from this area, which we already have a rejection over here, right, is for price to come down into this area, consolidate, reject multiple times before I actually look to buy gold at this point in time. At minimum, what I look for is some form of a double bottom, but I wouldn't even look for it this trading session. I'd look for it in the next trading session. For tonight's trading session, I'd probably look for a little bit of a pullback and to go short into this area here, just because, again, it's still so early within the trading session. Now, one thing, again, I would like to see gold actually maintain above this area. That's the only way I'll actually look to buy gold. I like to see multiple rejections, and I want to see at least one big rejection on the daily time frame. If gold, for some reason, does end up breaking back under, again, the simple thing to do is wait for that retest, wait for that rejection, and then look to go short from there back down into its original lows. We're trading based off of these more major support and resistance levels, supply and demand areas. So again, this is a level I would like to see gold actually maintain before looking to go up. And then, if gold starts breaking under, we'll actually start looking to sell. Because at this point in time, with the level that gold is currently approaching, I really wouldn't be looking all too much to go short, even though I do see shorts for tonight. And it's kind of the obvious play if you're going to be looking for price to come down into here. I personally just wouldn't take any shorts. I would wait to see what gold will do in this area. If you want to take shorts on gold, then you just kind of have to wait for the setup itself. I just wouldn't even be looking to buy or to actually sell gold, just because I feel like at any point in time, if price and anything above this area, price can kind of just flip, especially with everything going on in the economy so far or in the world. So I'd actually just be a little bit more patient with gold, wait for it to form on the actual daily time frame. But again, like I would really like to see gold come back down to this 1959 level. You can even go on the 4 hour time frame. This is where we saw a previous huge rejection. So the probability for sellers to actually come back down and test this area is pretty high, I want to say, especially with the 50 SMA approaching this area too. Now that price has broken under the 20 SMA and broken under this previous level of resistance, we could see price actually just continue to keep going down, and we should see price continue to go down. Again, like I really only look to buy after some consolidation, maybe like a break of structure like this. So many things you can look out for. If you're more of an aggressive person, then all you're simply going to be doing is waiting for a few rejections before looking to buy. If you're more of a conservative person, then what you look for pretty much is some form of a change in structure. So let's go down to like a 30-minute time frame, right? You see price actually approach the area from the double bottom. You'll wait for the break of this high, wait for the retest, and then look to go long from that point in time. There's a lot of ways you can actually do it. But at this point in time, it's all a waiting game. You have to wait and see what price actually does when it gets here. That's what I'm going to be looking for with gold. Again, anything under like 1960, I would look for sales. Now with silver is a little bit different. My chart looks a little bit too cluttered for me, so I'm going to just kind of go get some stuff here. Listen, I think we'll do it this one. So when it comes to silver on a daily time frame, prices closed back under daily resistance at 25, and we could see price actually come back down into our previous daily resistance here at 24 before potentially going back up. With silver, the thing is like the one setup I would look for to actually go short, because this is a pretty big range from this point to this point is a pretty big range. I would have waited for again, the break, the retest, and then look for price to continue to go down. If you're going to be looking to short silver, because again, this structure is fully bearish. The structure on this hour time frame is not bullish at all. We have higher lows being broken. We have this big double top pattern. We have a break structure, lower high, and then price came down. Now it's trading back under resistance. So with this daily 25 being a more major area of resistance, right? You notice the break, the retest, and the price continuing to trade lower. This shows us that there's more selling pressure overall right now. At this point in time, it'd be too late for you to take a trade, and I don't really think you want to take a trade during the Asian session. So the best thing to do for silver will be for a retest of this daily area, and again, like another confirmation of a hold for this daily level of resistance, then for it to come back down into this area over here, which you could then, we'll see what happens when the price gets sick. That's a pretty big projection. In terms of the setup, though, again, like what I would wait for is price to come back up into resistance, because we're only looking to trade the highest probability setups. If the setup isn't a high probability setup, then why put good money behind bad risk? It just doesn't make sense at times. That's more easier said than done, especially like if you want to get in the money, and if you want to get in the market to try and just make money, a bunch of money, it's going to be a lot harder for you to control those emotions and be a little bit more patient and be okay with the fact of missing out on a potential move. Because it does suck when, you're going to wait for a setup. Let's just say you plan on waiting for price to pull back into here, but price just goes straight down to your target. You're like, damn, well, if I would have sent it here, I would have made all this money. But you're overall doing yourself a lot better in the long term by waiting for your actual planned setups, because your planned setups are always going to be the highest probability setups. And that's what we need to focus on, and we need to focus on putting risk behind those high probability setups. Now, with GJ is a little bit different from what I saw last time. I did like a quick glance, if that's what I want to call it, on GJ. And pretty much what we're doing on GJ here is we're still respecting this bearish market structure. If you look at the 4 hour time frame, what we have is just a bearish market condition here. And currently price is trading at its original lows. So what I'm going to be looking for pretty much here on GJ, especially that the new daily closed under this area and then it closed back above This is all our previous area of our support level. Keep in mind, this isn't just our previous structure level. This is an area of support that we've seen GJ reject time and time again. And there's also resistance here, as you can see, right? So what I'm going to be looking for on GJ is as simple and as clean as a break and retest setup. So price is already in the zone where I'd be looking to go short. Really, at this point, all I'd be looking for is some form of an entry confirmation. This is not a good entry confirmation. It's not a good entry signal, just simply because this is a very weak bearish candlestick. I want to wait for 11 session to see how GJ is actually doing and what price action is actually looking like. At this point in time, there's really not much to do. But once GJ starts to break under like these hour lows over here, you can actually expect GJ to continue to trade lower. Again, at this point in time, like there's not much to do. Really, what I would actually wait for right now, especially with how price actually forming, would be some form of a double top, two rejections at least of this previous zone, right? And then we can look for price to actually come back down into this 151 area. Let's kind of call it there. So again, simple, super clean break and retest setup is what I'd be waiting for here. Literally doesn't get more textbook than this. All we have to do is wait for our entry signal. And we know what all we're simply trying to do is catch the next swing down here on GJ. Market structure still bearish. 50 SMA is still over the 21 SMA, indicating more bearish volume. And we're trading at a previous area of structure. So we could be looking at a potential type A setup here. All we really got to wait for is the entry signal. And we're definitely going to have a positive risk reward ratios on this specific trade here as well, especially if you plan on actually swinging GJ. Let's say you were to go short here, you put a stop loss somewhere above this area here, and you target the lows, you're looking at 4 times your risk. So positive risk reward ratio, you should have been able to tell that off the bat if we're trading based off structure points. But one thing you got to remember is this isn't a valid lower high point yet. The only way it becomes a valid lower high point is if price comes back down and tests it slow. Then that's when this is a valid lower high point, and this is a new structure point here. Because now what we have here is here's a structure point, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, here's one right here, then here's the price. These are our main points of bearish market structure here on this 4-hour trend on GJ. So as long as this bearish trend actually maintains, I'm obviously going to continue to look to go short. Doesn't make sense to buy, especially now that we've pulled back into an area where there's major support, right? Look what happened last time price actually came into the support level. It went all the way from 152,900 to 157,700, which is a huge move to the upside. So more than not, it looks like sellers could definitely hold this area, right? Again, all we have to wait for at this point in time to make an entry is the entry signal. It's really not so complicated. You just got to wait for the entry signals. If you don't know what an entry signal looks like, you go back to the entry section of the course and literally break down all the candlesticks and the probability of each candlestick in the entry section of the course, right? So that's all I'm going to be waiting for tonight. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute your mics. And I'll get these questions answered. Now, recording? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I got a question. Hey, I was looking at AUD USD earlier today on a buy. I thought it was hitting a level of support, so I hopped in on a buy, but then it ended up going down. But it looks like it's about to go back up now.
You hopped in on a buy where?
I got in at 0.731.
Right here?
0.731, yeah.
Like here?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, it was around like 5 or 6 o'clock today.
Why'd you get in on a buy here?
I had that marked as a level of support.
So pretty much you had this area marked off here.
Yeah.
No?
And I thought it was a retest.
Yeah, but there was just no entry signal. So what you did was you took an aggressive position with no entry signal. Fine. I took positions that time too, but it looks like it didn't play out. I mean, hey, look at the daily time frame. There's definitely buying potential there, but this daily really isn't that strong, especially highs on the daily time frame. Like the highs really aren't that great because price is just making lower highs on this daily time frame here. So a great confirmation of buy, obviously the price for both of those highs. Just I wouldn't say necessarily it looked like a bad trade, but
Right.
what I would just say is you took an aggressive entry position and just didn't play out in your favor.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Raul,
What's up?
can you look at EJ for me? I'm looking at a potential sell for tonight if I can get a high probability confirmation.
Okay.
It's at a level that I'm liking.
So like what I see with this pair is like I see the level you're talking about. It's this one, right?
Yeah.
The only thing though, like I need to go a little bit. Like this is pretty concerning for me to actually want to sell because not only is the daily time frame a huge bearish variation, it closed back above support, right?
Yeah.
You go on the 4-hour time frame and you see price actually close above support. What you see is strong bullish momentum. You also see price look like it's going to change in structure. If I would actually look to go short, what I would wait for 100% is wait for this break of 128.033. So I'd look for a break under. Once I get that break under, I'll look for a pullback and look for some form of a lower high point before looking to actually go short. Where, if we can see a pullback here and then I see a bearish engulfing, then I'll look to actually go short because then this is established resistance again. But as of right now, price is currently trading above support. I mean, you can also make the argument that, you go to the daily time frame, right? You can just kind of draw like an overall zone instead and say, hey, price is going to still support here. Yeah, that could be the case. I do see it going bearish. I just don't know if it's ready to go bearish just because of the size of this pullback. I just feel like, at the same time, I've never traded this pair in my life, so I don't really know how to move. But for me, if I were to see this on the pairs that I trade, it would be very concerning for me to actually want to look to actually sell. Because the thing with GJ versus Euro JPY is that 4-hour time frame, it's still maintaining under both, right? And it's trading at a previous 4-hour level of structure, right? I'd be a little bit more patient when looking to go short here. I would wait for a break under this area here. Or even better, if you want an even stronger confirmation, you wait for a break under these lows. So you wait for the test and look to target these lows down here.
Okay, bet. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else have questions?
Yo, Raul.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, can you break down GU, please?
GU, GU is kind of like in the same aspect with GJ. So look at GU, this daily time frame, trading at previous structural lows, which price broke under, pulled back into this area. What I would be looking for immediately is some form of a break and retest setup, right? But at this point in time, it's kind of too late if you're not already short. So at this point, you kind of just need to wait for a double top if you're going to look for a short and then target these lows down here. It's ultimately what I would wait for if I were to look to trade GU.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I got a question.
Hey, bro.
Let's say if I have a bullish bias and I'm looking at market structure, and I can see higher highs and higher lows forming, right?
Okay.
So my question is, do you base that structure off the highest wick of the candle or the candle close?
Well, realistically, like a higher high or a higher low is always going to be based off the wick because that's the highest or the lowest point price reach.
Right. And what about key levels? Are they based off of the VIX or the candle close? Because sometimes I see you make your key levels on the candle close, and sometimes you make them on the highest or the lowest wick.
I try to find what makes the most sense to me. So sometimes I might be putting them on the candle close. Sometimes I might be putting them on the highest point of the wick.
Right. Based on previous structure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, yo, my question is, because I see how you something like plays the trades, like putting like two different trades, each one 0.50%, for example. So when you do that, my question, do you always put them on the same take profit level, or depending on each one, you put a different one?
Same take profit level.
All right. And which one do you recommend doing most? Like just 1% on good setup trades, or is it traditional?
What you're comfortable with, what type of risk you want to take.
Okay. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Raul. Good night. In terms of the GJ breakdown you just did there, you said you would look for the a pattern on the 4 hours. Do you look for patterns to be completed on the 4 hours only?
Understanding you.
Sorry?
I'm having a really hard time understanding you. I think it's your mic.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Somebody else asked why time. I think I need to change my microphone.
Hello? Hey, Raul.
Yeah.
Hey, so I know the signal room is sound completely different, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is, the win rate is crazy, all right? And, the trade that was called last night, there wasn't any breakout retest and then, take the trade. It was more like, they saw it go above a certain level and then it was called, and then obviously it went the right way. It was 6-to-1 ratio. I was wondering if you could I guess break that down. I think they called the trades like on a lower time frame, maybe like 30 or 15-minute time frame. I'm not sure, but I'm saying I'm trying to get the grasp on that, win rate. Like, how is it that those calls are being made? If this is kind of one-off, we could talk some other time. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to learn how can I, learn how to do that.
Well, pretty much the trader that calls the signals in the signal room trades based off of volume and breakouts.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like on GJ that you just did the breakdown not too long ago, you said you was waiting for the candlestick pattern to form on the 4 hours. So usually for instance, I started learning, usually I would do a top-down analysis straight down to the 4 hours, and sometimes I would go to the 1 hour for sometimes for a better entry. Is it that you will wait for the candlestick pattern to complete on the 4 hours, then look to the 1 hour, or would you look for the candlestick pattern to form on the 1 hour and the 4 hours?
Realistically, what I like to see first is a rejection based off the 4-hour time frame. So once I see rejections on the 4-hour time frame and the candle closure on the 4-hour time frame, I'll then jump down into the lower time frames where I'll look for my entry signals.
Oh, okay, thanks. And sorry, one more thing. Would you wait for the lower time frames also, like say, same 4-hour signal? Would you look for structure to a breakout structure on the 1 hour also?
That's if I'm trading like super conservative.
Okay, understood. Thanks, man.
Oh, so I know you said one time like you wait for the 1 a.m. for the 4-hour candle close, so you get so let's say if you at the 1 o'clock you don't see a good setup, do you wait for the 5 o'clock 5 a.m. candle close?
If I'm not already in a trade, then yeah.
Okay.
That'd be a little bit early though. I'll probably wait because like every candlestick is going to have to make a higher low. So there's always going to most likely be a pullback within a specific candlestick. So waiting for the 5 a.m. close, yes, but I'll try and wait and see what price looks like ultimately, maybe like an hour or two after that. So 6, 7 a.m.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Raul, will you be posting this webinar? My brother wasn't able to get in. It seems full or something.
Yeah, I'm going to have that issue solved by the next webinar. So, but
Thank you.
This will be posted right now.
Hey, bro. Quick question. What's the difference between like FMS and FTMO?
I mean, they're just different companies at the end of the day.
All right. Okay. So, I'm sorry. So in FMS, do they allow like scaling up oh, yeah, they do?
Yeah, but nobody's hit their criteria yet to be able to do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, but no
What's
problem.
the criteria to scale up?
It depends on the account size that you're trading. Typically, you have to be profitable with a certain percentage within the quarter on a funded account.
Gotcha. Is it like 25% profitable or 10% or?
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is only like 5% a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 7 minutes left in the webinar. Does anybody have any other questions?
Raul, when is the next peer review session?
I'm not sure how we're going to be doing these because of the amount of people that are in here. I'm going to have to see how I can figure that out with my team.
All right, okay. Good. I did over the trading plan, like you asked for. I finished the course, and I went over the trading plan video, and I did it over, and I had some homework done as well. So for the next peer review, you could probably go over that.
Yeah, but you can also just send me a message on Discord. I haven't been answering messages on Discord over the last few days, but tonight I'm going to answer everybody's questions on Discord. That's message me.
All right. Well, once you get it time.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, cool.
Oh, what's the next whip you're copping, man?
Well, I have a Urus coming right now.
Hey.
This month. But after that, I want to get a Senna.
Okay, nice.
Get the pista.
Yo, watch out. I heard the Senna's catch fire, bro.
Imagine.
Hey, Raul, are you going to light up a set of tyres one day for us?
Sure. For sure.
You should get a Tesla, bro.
Nah, bro, I can't do that.
Yo, Raul, how difficult was it to go through like that whole 720 experience?
Bro,
like you get it and it goes down. How was your psychology during that point in time?
Bro, I mean, at the end of the day, cars are liabilities, right? You got to know that. It's not about affording the actual monthly payments on the car. It's about what happens if the motor blows. What happens if you get into a car accident, right? My motor used cost me $60,000, and that's cash. You can't finance a motor. So I had to pay 60 grand cash out of my pocket for a brand new used motor with 1,500 miles. On top of that, it's cost me so far another $25,000 in labor, another $7,000 for new turbos, and maybe another $4 or $5 grand in between shipping it over there and then having to ship them back. And then for tuning, it's like another $2,500. So the whole blown motor on my 720 so far has cost me an extra 100 grand that I'm paying for on top of the actual car. So I've been paying for this car every single month since the motor's blown, which it's been about a year since the motor is blown. I think it was around this time, March, April, that the motor blew. I've been paying for the car every single month, and I just had to come out of pocket all this money to get it finally fixed. And then it's not even about getting it fixed. It's making sure the right people are fixing it so you can try to avoid those problems in the future. It's been a huge headache, but I'm finally about to get the car back. I was this close to getting it back a few weeks ago. They put the car back, they put the new motor in with the turbos and everything. To come to find out, my turbos are bad. They start smoking when they're tuning the car on the dyno. So they had to literally undo all of that work, which is, again, it's just going to cost me more money in labor, right? And it's just been a headache, bro.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
He said that like, yeah, like it hurts, but yeah.
Just off the last few trades I've taken on GJ, I made that shit back already.
That's fact.
I got one more quick question about gold. What time do you trade gold on? Is it a certain time of day you look for the volume?
London session.
You said what?
London session.
London session? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Bro, but I noticed in London, when the crossover happens, there's also a lot of volume too.
Yeah, you're gonna have more volume on the crossover for gold versus just the learning session alone.
You talking about the crossover between London and New York?
Yeah, that's the best time to trade gold.
And that's around like 7 a.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. Eastern?
8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern for gold?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. Because this morning I took 2 L's on gold because, well, I took 2 L's and I won 2, but I was trying to like trail my stop loss, and I was up like 50 pips in gold in both trades, and I didn't close them because I was trying to trail it, and then it dropped. But honestly, I was in the wrong end. I was trying to catch the pullback. I was in buys, but I should have been waiting on the sales. So I mean, I figured out why I made that mistake.
Well, as long as you learn from the mistake, that's what's more important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is gold? You think gold's like bearish now, or is it still bullish?
I think long term is still bullish.
Okay, well, yeah, it's in the pullback right now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm about to bust more course down.
Yo, Raul, I got a question.
What's up, bro?
What made you choose to trade with the Aethon broker?
Spreads.
All right.
Yo,
What's up, bro?
when you're gonna actually go buy a car from Wires Only?
I don't know. Because those people like they charge their tax on top. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm impatient too. Like, I'm gonna buy a $500,000 car. You know, I'm gonna write the check, and I want it right then and there. I don't want to have to wait like 2-3 weeks. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be on Discovery Plus and buying a fucking Bugatti. I mean,
that's gonna be different though. Like when I buy the Senna and the Bugatti, or when I buy the Senna first, that's gonna have to be like, you know, I'm gonna need a plug and stuff. That's gonna take more time. But like anything under $1 million, I'll just go buy it at the dealer.
nice, man.
And yeah, your car collection is fire.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yo, Raul, you gotta add the taxes section in your course too, so we can learn about that too.
The thing is, it's the accounting. I don't want to give tax information because I'm not a tax attorney, so I don't want to get people fucked over with the IRS.
Best advice is get a CPA.
Literally, it's the best thing I can tell you.
I got one for my real estate business.
Yeah.
Hey, Raul.
What's up,
The summit's coming up in 2 months. I need them DTI shirts so we can rock out. Don't forget about them shirts.
We're working on something.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
Good, so you gotta get.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
End in 1 minute. So if anyone gets cut off, it's not me. It's the Zoom. I'll fix the issue with the occupancy for next webinar.
Hey, Raul, you think it's a good idea to trade gold on the overlapping between London and New York?
Yes.
Yeah, he said this time.
I've noticed that the Asian sessions had a lot of volume lately.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust it. It's just because of everything going on in the world right now.
Asian session has too many fake outs.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Raul, I wanted to know what is the criteria you have for choosing the Fox Express you're trading?